The headlines. Extension of SU agreement undermines resolution passed in Assembly, says MLA R.K. Anand. Prime Minister's proposed plan to visit Imphal and Churachandpur separately suggests an approach that may not prioritize unity, says MLA T.H. Lokeshwar. National Secretary and President RPI Athawale Maheshwar Tharnaujam asked if there is separate law protecting Kuki militants. Hello and welcome to Pm-Istv English News. I'm Surbala Kangabam. Let's see the news in detail. MLA R.K. Anand stated that the extension of the suspension of operations agreement undermines the resolution passed in the Assembly. He questioned why the Prime Minister is planning a visit now instead of during the peak of the people's suffering. He made a remark at the interaction program on political scenario of Manipur, the past, present and future, which is in line with the Manipur merger agreement when Manipur merged with India on September 21, 1949. While speaking at the event, he asserted that Manipur was not merged into India voluntarily but was annexed, with sufficient historical evidence to support this claim. He emphasized that the intention behind the merger was not to disintegrate Manipur but to ensure that its citizens could enjoy the same rights and freedoms as any other Indian citizen. However, he questioned whether the people of Manipur are truly experiencing those promised freedoms today. What is happening in Manipur today is a direct consequence of that forged merger, and the ongoing suspension of operations agreement is a reflection of this. Politicians have failed to speak the truth boldly, and the current situation is a result of their reluctance and inaction. Even though the State Assembly passed a resolution to terminate the SU agreement with Kuki militants, the Manipur government, a signatory to the tripartite talks, extended it which he condemned as a disrespect and dishonor to the people. He stated that the government's decision to continue the SU is unacceptable and must be condemned. The Meitei community has stood firm with the belief that Manipur must be protected and no separate administration should be allowed. The government must not be manipulated by the Kuki militants who want a separate administration, he stated. He also referred to the killing of 3 women and 3 children in Jiribam by Kuki militants, emphasizing that such heinous acts must not be forgotten. He emphasized the need to revive the current ineffective and powerless Manipur Legislative Assembly. He stated that the current assembly must be dissolved and call for fresh elections and a new leadership that can understand the people's pain and truly represent them must be elected. Finally, he stated that it is time to make known that Manipur had its own constitution and independence before the merger with India.
Modi lakne lakhe kadui lakto no bhab ta de war kanda Modi intak lakpio na hajo kana lakto apang basir ka santi ma chemo purukpa mala la to se mala kane ne injal ka kari de injal ka what solution he has to offer to Manipur kaiba pandaba akhoi gi dam da kari promise from to no ba Prime Minister khongchat na Manipur ka boi thugai ga doi no haibo often to ne Churachandpur is also Manipur, Imphal is also Manipur, centrally Imphal da lama lore Manipur kai yaroi Manipur ki provision of Makoi local there. The Manipur Gumba special states, ma'am, the Article 3 come there, any relevant article Makada Kaibo Yadana Koina House the constitutional bill like a 2/3 majority about them Pirkatrank Loinamona. Passed out a high bigi Laka, the with open arms, Prime Minister do Maya Soba Mamma Begrasu, Kailegi to Tanabia. Aduna Tabada. Mate Pangi, Akoina Town with the Tauye. Namfu Tony and Lakwe Kongset Varga, I welcome to Mato Dadian Kal. Double engine circus in the go Manipur to Gairisia. So to Gairan. So to Gairan, let us stop that. No political arrogance side and no quit Usitaba, no Mangai Gaida, Ponanam answer Manipurizati and reject of yourself and vote to pick of never. Befitting replies.
MLA of Khundrakhum Assembly Constituency T.H. Lokeshwar has alleged that the Prime Minister's proposed visit to Manipur, where he plans to visit Imphal and Churachandpur separately, meant that there is no intention of restoring peace peaceful coexistence between the two communities. The MLA made a statement during a tree plantation program held at Kaibi High School campus. DFO Central Forest Department Vikram Nathe, office bearers of Punna Hingminashi Marup Waiton, residents of Kaibi Awanglekai, teachers and students of Kaibi High School too attended the program. MLA Lokeshwar further stated that if the Prime Minister has true intention of ending the Manipur conflict, he could have invited the MLAs of the state for talks, and if he is not willing to meet the people's representatives, he should at least visit and interact with the victims of the conflict. On the other hand, the MLA called on the masses to take a strong stance, insisting the Prime Minister must address the conflict substantively before departing the state. He also denounced the extension of Sioux Pact signed between the centre and the armed Kuki groups ahead of the PM's proposed visit.
Sujam han sakane impal lakane sujam de satu de karigino imbang na ta de keno aso phon ma sujam de soi hem na tro ha adu di kangpo bi disi su salo di kakching disi su salo infal disi soi jaga di salo impal west tampak de kari soi ge city da mi sokba pun ba phai ba yaw ro yawi kuki men to do ro yare adu ta di taw ge hon mem pun bi ma phom da sekoli nga loin email ka loin bai to ba adu suna tab da hayen kanani adam hoi haram ni son hoi haram ni adu da khoi upai la ro ma di la me thabuk thok ra di ma hong du khoi na tra ba adu na ma la pai se phajana khoi mayam praja pun ma check salo ma thok tai sinai ni mayam da jenu se adu na hoji ki free movement har ma na du to la to har man ji nga ki jal ni si di nga ki jal hai ji thado in pi na jo har na shu je hoji to gun hai re se a thale har na ba ku ki pa da ma na ba adu na khai ma senga to wi na khai ma senga to hai ba na ba hoji lai ba se hoji ki shu dei lai ma kayam lai ki hanan kano screening tawra matong da mi kaya sikra kaya to kra chapdara ka da chujong tong tong atra ba aduna mase koi puna yang crucial timing ni haiba prime minister lakto timing yang crucial timing ni adu koi puna ma lak ka na no chanda ri chapi ka no haiba se ai mayam da malak wa da hayan jeni
National Secretary and President of RPI Athawale Maheshwar Thaunawjam has raised question whether there is separate law which is protecting the Kuki militants. Regarding the extension of Sioux agreement signed between the Ministry of Home Affairs and Kuki armed groups, Maheshwar Thaunawjam said the agreement is a betrayal of the trust of Manipur's people. He also alleged that by highlighting the protection of territorial integrity of Manipur and free movement along National Highway 2 in the press statement issued by the Ministry of Home Affairs, it is misleading the people. He also pointed out the contradictory statement issued by Kuki-Zo Council regarding the agreement signed for extension of Sioux Pact. He then said people are concerned about the type of agreement which were inked between the Kuki armed groups and the ministry.
Only choki khanaraga phamgi khanaraga political party gi mileage longna ba tawnaraga amasu yana ba tawbasida akhoi gi asengba chumba singa sibo khangba ngamdabni lawjai je punjalaga post hoba yaba potsida tawba yariba potsida tawdaba makai tumin leiba dong tawba amasu saudana ba tawba manba gum tawba utpase tasengna yaningde ruling opposition khaida bida amata tawraga sigi contradictory or statement si aduna sigi agreement se cancel tawbi kho aduga asengba chumba se putho matungda kari solution purapana phagani haibase si oina amta tawbiyo haibase ai mayam da request tawjari.
First batch Manipur Agricultural College alumni Imphal celebrated Teachers' Day by honoring the teachers who contributed to the college establishment. The attendees also observed 2-minute silence in honor of the deceased teachers and alumni members during the program held at the complex of ICM. Speaking on the occasion, General Secretary, the alumni, Dr. Aimeka Chandra, highlighted that the contributions of the teachers felicitated today were instrumental in elevating Manipur Agricultural College to the status of a central agricultural university. The accomplishments of students thriving at state and national platforms are a reflection of the dedication and mentorship of their teachers.
First base is akhoi oja singji kaujaraga takpi tamirak pagi damakta kai khumna ba utsabagi program ma sinjabane.
A free eye screening and cataract surgery camp was organized at the Sagolban Tera Tongbram Lekai Community Hall as part of the National Eye Donation Fortnight under the supervision of Caesar Eye Care Foundation, Langol. The event was organized jointly by NPCB and Sports Association for the Visually Impaired Manipur, Youth Forum Tongbram Lekai, Chakwat Thaurang Tingbang Loop, Tongbram Lekai Mairapaibi, Handicapped Development Foundation, and Arambay Tengol Unit 48, Tongbram Lekai. During the event, residents of Tongbram Lekai and people from the surrounding areas availed eye checkup. At the free eye camp, checkups were conducted for cataract, vision loss due to diabetes, glaucoma, refractive errors in children, age-related vision problems, eye infections, and various other eye conditions. During the free eye camp, consultant at Caesar Eye Care Foundation, Dr. Holmes Naurem, emphasized the importance of timely eye checkups, noting that clear vision is crucial in today's world. He explained that the camp was organized to support those experiencing vision problems, especially individuals who may not have access to regular eye care. A wide range of eye conditions were screened during the camp, and early detection proved to be highly beneficial, he said. Dr. Naurem encouraged everyone to prioritize regular eye examinations to maintain healthy vision.
Free the surgery tong nang ba free the moi eye care pipi na ba ko laidam dagi kai dagi roi changa da ba bed hospital yai matik oi na ba free tong na ba apoi na sinjara dani al sigum ba se hen hen apoi tong na ba ai ka moi pulap ta ko ni ai na dum pubuning hong ga ba jai manipur da swain lai ba ko gi mi ke problem yam se punna mayok na.
Youth Forum member Pebam Dhananjoy stated that the camp was organized to help people in the locality who are facing vision problems. He expressed happiness to all who made the free eye check camp a success. Later, free medicines and spectacles were distributed. Month-long quest for Guru Shiksha Parampara by CC School Friends, an alumni partner of Association of CC School Alumni ACCSA, concluded with a program honoring the former principal of CC Higher Secondary School, Sinam Indrani, at her residence. Apart from Sinam Indrani, former teachers of the school, Kumukcham Kalyani, Adibam Tampa, Hawijam Mema, and Rajkumari Tampa too attended the program. The former teachers were presented with Lingyan, and the alumni members sought blessings from them. Attending the program as one of the alumni members, Professor R.K. Lenin said, despite significant advancements in science and IT, a student's success remains deeply rooted in the guidance and mentorship provided by teachers. He also called upon students to treat their teachers with dignity and respect. A book titled Southeast Asia, Culture and Nationalism, written by Head of History Department, Imphal College, was released at the Seminar Hall of Social Science Block, Imphal College. Former Head of Department of History, Manipur University, and Vice Chancellor of Khongnang Thaba University, Professor Enjoy Kumar, former Professor of MU, W. Navakumar, and Principal of Imphal College, Professor M. Chandro, graced the release function as dignitaries. Speaking on the occasion, Lanbilung Kabui expressed that her teachings are featured in the book and she aspires for it to serve as a historical resource for future generations. She further emphasized that her book highlights the similarity in culture and lifestyle of people in Southeast Asia and the northeast states of India.
Numbers of similarity from the cultural point of view. We have numbers of similarity that had been the interest of the publications of the book.
Naga People's Organization, in a strong statement, has taken serious note of the deteriorating road condition of National Highway 129A, Maram Peren Road, which is also considered the alternate lifeline of Manipur. The apex body stated that the highway serves as the only alternative route connecting Manipur and Nagaland after the monsoon rain damaged many locations along National Highway 2, National Highway 37 and Mao to Chakhabama Road. NPO alleged that the portion from Maram Center Duigum Package 1A between 13 km to 22 km remains incomplete and is still at the formation of cutting stage. Over the past 2-3 months, due to landslides in Nagaland, all heavy vehicles have been diverted to National Highway 129A, causing severe traffic congestions that traveling even a few kilometers can take an entire day. Therefore, the NPO, in public interest, earnestly urged the Manipur government to take immediate and decisive action to ensure the timely completion of the road. It also demanded holding NHIDCL officials accountable and considering termination of the contract with CSR company if it continues to delay in executing the said project. The NPO wanted that failure to complete the works timely by NHIDCL and CSR, it will be compelled to resort to democratic forms of agitation. Two reptiles locally known as Lekang Thengu in Manipuri and Guipop in Rongmei were handed over to the District Forest Officer Tamilong Karibam Hitler in the presence of Ranger Officer Joel Gangmei and Tamilong Forest Division staff. District Forest Officer Tamilong Karibam Hitler Singh told ISTB News that the tortoise was handed over by Tausem SDO Paul Nangsha, measured about 16 kilograms in weight, and it was brought from Vanchengphai village. Another villager youth of Tongtao Simior Gangmei handed over another Asian giant tortoise measuring about 5 kilograms in weight. The same tortoises shall be further handed over to the Director, Manipur Zoological Park, Laishram Birmangol, for strengthening the artificial incubation of Asian giant tortoise in the Zoological Park in collaboration with the India Turtle Conservation Program to protect the critically endangered reptile, which is native to the northeast, he added. The species is also listed in Schedule 1 of Wildlife Protection Act 1972, District Forest Officer Tamilong Karibam Hitler added. In Himachal Pradesh, heavy monsoon rains in recent days have severely affected normal life. However, since yesterday, the intensity of rainfall has slightly reduced, bringing some relief to most parts of the states and accelerating disaster relief operations. According to the State Disaster Management Authority, 360 people have lost their lives so far during the current monsoon season, while 47 people are still missing. In addition, the preliminary assessment of damage to public property in the state has been estimated at around 3,800 crore rupees. It was reported that in Himachal Pradesh, another body has been recovered from the landslide affected area of Akhara Bazar in Kulu, where 5 people are still missing. Meanwhile, more than 15,000 devotees stranded in Bharmau of Chamba district during the Mani Mahesh Yatra have been safely taken back to their homes. According to the State Disaster Management Authority, 4 national highways, 1,087 other connectivity roads, 2,838 electricity transformers and 509 drinking water supply schemes remain disrupted in the state. US President Donald Trump has said that India and the United States have a special relationship and there's nothing to worry about the ties between the two countries. Talking to media persons in Washington last night, US President said PM Narendra Modi is a great Prime Minister and he will always be friends with PM Modi. US President Trump, however, said he is very disappointed that India would be buying so much oil from Russia. The US President was responding to a question on whether he is ready to reset relations with India. US President Trump's positive remarks on ties with India come shortly after he had posted a comment on his social media platform Truth Social, stating that the US has lost Russia and India to deepest, darkest China. Earlier, US President sharply criticized the European Union for its whopping $3.5 billion fine on American tech giant Google. European Commission has announced a fine on Google for anti-competitive practices in the online advertising technology sector. Thailand's parliament has chosen business tycoon Anutin Charnvirakul as the country's prime minister. He is the 3rd prime minister elected in the last 2 years. He replaced Pentongtang Sinawatra, who was ousted by the Constitutional Court last week for ethical violations linked to her handling on the border dispute with Cambodia. Anutin Charnvirakul Bhumjai Thai party easily passed the thresholds of more than half of the lower house votes required to become premier. It secured over 247 votes in parliament and crossed a majority threshold in the 492-member House of Representatives. And before we wind up the top stories once again. Extension of SU agreement undermines resolution passed in Assembly, says MLA R.K. Anand. Prime Minister's proposed plan to visit Imphal and Churachandpur separately suggests an approach that may not prioritize unity, says MLA T.H. Lokeshwar. National Secretary and President RPI Athawale Maheshwar Thaunawjam asks if there is separate law protecting Kuki militants. Well, thank you so much for joining with us.